Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We're back after I think a month and a half, maybe 2 months. I'm not really sure. Wildspace has been on a bit of a hiatus for a number of different reasons, but we're back now and we're ready to have some spacey adventures once again. Gosh, I probably should have asked about what announcements we might have. I know that this coming Thursday, we're going to be running the continuation of our Masks game, which is, what is it called? Wonderworld. Wonderworld. The finale for Survivors Complex was last Saturday. Is that accurate? Or is there still another epilogue?
There's an epilogue this Saturday. The finale of the campaign, that was last week.
Okay, so definitely check YouTube for that. Links here on this page to watch the finale, and then we got the epilogue coming up. So tune in for all the tearful goodbyes. And let's see, what else do we have? I think Wildspace won't come back next week, but we'll be back in like 3 weeks from today. And then we have I think we have a couple other games in the works and like one shots and stuff like that. So just keep tuned to our Twitter for that. G Game Nights. And other than that, are there any other announcements that anyone has or that I didn't mention?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So where we last left off, if I remember correctly, let's see if we're all on the same page. The gang was hanging out at Space, Florida, when a big dadgum explosion happened off in the distance. And then a bunch of fishy people began rising up out of the water and started making trouble in the neighborhood for everybody. The party itself is a little bit split up. Rosh and Gwendolyn were enjoying I think you were on the shore looking out over the ocean. Vincent was at a beachside restaurant on another part of Space, Florida with his boo thing, Lisbeth. And Bolster was on the Arcturus 8 with Pace at the time. So I think that's where everybody is, and everyone was beset upon by these Piscine humanoids with pustulous skin, a sickly green, a foul-smelling ichor collecting at the corners of their open, gnashing mouths, brightly colored armor made of coral and strange steel and plastics, with wild black eyes, bulbous and weeping. So we're going to hop back into the battle as soon as I remember what I do for that. Okay, so we're gonna do this right here. This is battle music. So excellent. So we are going, I don't remember, I think we probably did a full turn. So we're gonna start with Pace, who's gonna be ran by our own Alex tonight. But yes, so Pace, you are on the ship. There are some fishy people who have burst through the windows, and they are crawling in and causing a ruckus. I don't know what that accent went to. It's weird. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm getting into characters Pace. And I also have too many sheets up on my screen.
Too many sheets is.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. The longbow of wounding. I need to remember what this is.
Travis, can you explain it? You built it.
Yeah, I mean, I have the text, I'm just reading it. Once per turn,
good.
when you hit a creature with an attack using this magic weapon, you can wound the target at the start of each. Do we know which creature is wounded? I would assume one of them
You'd be
is
able
wounded.
to tell, yes. Let me
Okay.
see if there's any, although the only two that were wounded are now dead, so
Okay.
in front of you.
Cool. All right.
You've been kind of one-shotting them.
Sure. Let's see. She's just gonna continue with the longbow of wounding to shoot the ones that are getting closest to her and Bolster.
Okay.
And See, I'm just checking. She should have the extra attack somewhere. Or no, does the Beastmaster not get it?
She does not get it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, that's what she do, go pace go, according to Lindsay in the chat. So longbow wounding, shoot the person right in the face. That's an 18 to hit.
Is that just a hit?
So 8 piercing damage, and then is going to wound the creature.
Okay. Very well. Let me see if I can do a little tracking thing for that. So red dot for wound, and how much damage? 18? No, 8 damage.
Yep.
8 piercing damage. Okay.
Okay. What's the saving throw for?
That's on their turn, I think.
Okay.
Read that when we come back around to their turn.
Okay, and then with Beastmaster, Captain is going to use his reaction to also just make a swoop at the guy that Pace just shot.
Cool. Also, I should add, these are humanoids, technically, so you do get the extra 4 damage.
Gotcha.
So I will go ahead and peel that off.
Yep. All right.
And it is quite wounded now.
Yes. Let's see. And Captain is just acting on Pace's initiative, so he's going to do his action attack and then do the reaction extra attack according to the attack. So I guess just 2. Okay, these are in as different things, but they appear to be the same. So 1 attack and 2 attack, and he is using his swoop thing to, get in, get out. Okay, so the first one was a natural 1 to hit, but also minimum damage-ish. But then the second one is a 19 to hit with lots of damage. That's even max damage for 13.
Okay, so this is what I want to say. I think he flies down. This creature reaches out and kind of tries to grab onto him and pulls him down. They both tumble together. His first strike completely goes over the shoulder, but as they roll and tumble, then his beak comes back around and plants straight into the middle of the thing's chest, stealing its life away from it.
Rips it out Kalima style, shakes it around, and then flies off again.
Then kind of backs up, scuttles a little bit, and then manages to get a little bit of air in it, because I believe you're all in the cargo bay, so there's a little bit of elevation for you, or verticality.
Just trying to make sure he's out of reach of any more of the fish boys.
Excellent. So that's going to bring us to Gwendolyn.
I get to attack, so I'm going to attack 2 things.
Okay.
Preferably the fish-looking things.
All right.
Where's my sheet? Oh.
So all the, and again, these are not the tokens that are small in the sheet. All of them have been heavily damaged, and the other 2 have been moderately damaged.
Okay. Where is it? I'm trying to just click. Oh, well, that's a natural 1.
Describe your natural 1.
The first one, I think I'm probably not super used to these new boots that I just bought.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe trip over my own toes a little bit.
Okay,
and
cool.
Stumble forward. And then I'm going to swing at another one. Please be better. Well, nope. That's a 12.
But that's just enough. So, you kind of stumble a little bit, and then, are you in wolf form? I don't remember.
No.
Okay. And then you just kind of kick yourself back up onto your feet and whirl out with an attack that drags across its throat, I guess. How much damage was it?
19.
Oh my god, yeah, you
exploding dice.
It explodes. This thing explodes. I think but there's a delay to it. You slash across its chest, and then the electric energy courses through it, and then it goes and get some giblets out of that one.
Great.
Excellent.
That's it.
Bonus action? Nope. Okay. So that's going to bring us to Samotes.
All right, and that's both Bolster and Sam at the same time.
Perfect.
But yeah, Bolster, let's see. First, he's going to look around. Are there any other lizard people on the Arcturus?
Yes.
Okay, in that case, he's
7.
going... All of them?
All of the ones in front of you on the map.
Good grief. They're all on our ship. Awesome.
Yeah, blink. And
that's just wonderful. So yeah, I think he's going to point his finger at Sam, and he is going to.
But which one?
His pinky, actually.
Okay.
And he's going to touch Sam right in the very center of its console, and he's going to cast Cure Wounds.
Oh, nice.
And that gets him back 8 points, 8 heaps.
8 heaps, nicey.
And that's Bolster's turn, and then Sam is just going to. What are you doing? Roll 20. Stop that. Stop it. Sam is going to do a thing as soon as I can get rid of this window that's in the way of everything, and I apologize. Why is this being dumb? I'm so sorry. Maybe come back to my turn. I'm so sorry. I've got to figure out why it's doing what it's doing.
Okay, that's fine. All right, Vincent. So, Vincent, go ahead and just catch everyone up what your situation is.
Yep, so Vincent was off by himself. Well, not by himself, but separate from the rest of the party when a whole heck ton of the creatures showed up. And it's a very dire situation. 1v9, he's on his last legs, but because of wild magic shenanigans, he has an effect that gives him health at the start of every turn. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that now. I get 5 more health, bringing me up to a total of 8. Then, realizing he's in such a rough spot, is going to cast Haste on himself, which will give him an extra action and extra AC. So, using that extra action, he's going to take Disengage and just run away from all the baddies.
All right. Okay.
And, running through them with Radiant Consumption. No, he would have dropped that at the start. Can't risk any health. So bonus action to drop Radiant Consumption.
Okay.
But then running through them, he's trying to kite them away from the civilians, but still using his now doubled speed to try and get away and not let them get back and hit him.
Okay. All right. So, and your movement is 30
Now
feet?
60.
Oh, 60. Oh, doubles.
With haste, yep.
That's very, very nice. Okay, so let me see what the range is on these spears. I'll figure that out when we get their turn. Okay, cool. That's all your things. So awesome. So Vincent is with supernatural speed beginning to blaze away from these baddies on the shore. As we come to Rush, who is on the shore with Gwendolyn, surrounded by several baddies. What do you do?
I am going to start using my bonus action to do a healing word on Gwen at 3rd level.
Heal!
Okay, not bad. 12 hit points to Gwen.
Oh, wow. Damn.
And then Rush is going to run past Gwen to try to put myself in the middle of all of these fish people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use my action to do my Radiance of the Dawn.
Okay.
So they all need to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. What did you do last time? Was that another? Oh, you get multiple channel. I'm thinking.
Oh, I have
paladins.
to. Last time I used my Wall of Fire on them.
Oh, that's what that was. Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
I popped up.
Okay, this is the one punch death beam. Okay, cool. All right. All right. Con saves for how many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right.
Yep. 15 now.
So for those, where are the saving throws? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me know if any of those succeed. I don't think it'll matter because it never does.
The 20 succeeds.
And then for the big uns, these last 2 are for the big uns. It looks like those are failed too.
They do.
All right, so only one of them succeeds. What's your damage?
17 radiant damage.
Yeah, it doesn't matter for even the ones that succeeded. Okay. All right. So describe what the 5 littler ones look like as they just get obliterated.
I think I run up to the middle of them, and I think I slam Soul, my new spear, into the shield, and it gives off a spark of radiance, and they just sort of vaporize, sort of like Raiders style, just skin inwards and are just obliterated.
Yeah, and I think like there's like this sizzle, and as kind of like when they burn up, there's like a bit of like as if this mist, green and black mist, kind of like peppers the sands around you.
Awesome.
Oh man, you hurt her really bad too. Okay. Yeah, so the 2 that remain, the one that looks kind of like they're in charge a little bit, and as far as like just their bulk and their dress, they seem shooken up. But the other one that had been casting the spells earlier is like kind of swaying, barely holding on. Cool. So we're gonna go to Bolster's turn. Finish that up real quick.
Yes, Sam is going to charge forward and attack one of the creatures with his sword. He rolls an 8, so I don't think that does anything.
No, it's a neutral one.
Yes.
So, how does Samathes fail really badly?
You know, I think they're small creatures, and he's got a really big knife. So I think literally Sam goes to swing it, and there's a slight miscalculation there, and it ends up kind of scraping the ceiling and kind of getting it off because he's in the middle of a spaceship trying to fight with a bastard sword, and it's just out.
All right, cool. All right, so that's going to bring us to these other boys. So, so how much HP do you have, Vincent?
I'm currently at 8.
Okay. All right. So as you kind of pull away, I think 2 of them. So you pulled away about 60 feet, and spears, like they can throw up to 60 feet, but it's like at disadvantage and stuff.
Yep.
So, but they had advantage earlier from the frenzy from you being bludgeoned and everything. So I'm gonna throw 2 shots at you. All right.
Okay, my AC is a little higher now.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's enough.
All right. So here comes. Oh, it's at normal. Okay. So here's the first throw.
That would have hit, but not with haste.
Whew. Okay, and then the second one.
That does not hit.
All right, so 14 and 7 don't hit as the 2 that were they're all of them throw their spears, but you're only within like maximum range of 2 of them, and so like a bunch of like spears coming into the sand behind you as you kind of like speed through the air, kind of warping around you as you peel away. So that's going to take me to the turn against Bolster and Pace, and they're just gonna like swarm. I think 3. Let's see what the priestess can do. See what she should start with. Okay, she's going to cast. Pace, be ready for this. Is going to cast Guiding Bolt at you. And that okay. Does someone have that in their list, their sheet, that they can just cast it for me?
Yeah, I do.
All right, because apparently, but it has to be her stats.
Yeah, ranged spell attack.
Sorry. Hold on a second. I gotta drag this in.
I lied. I don't have it anyway. Never mind.
Okay, cool. It'll take me 2 seconds. Sorry. It really annoys me that how this. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to complain now. All right, here it comes.
14 does not hit.
Okay. All right. And then the 3 are going to go for Pace. These are the smaller ones. These are going to be an advantage because she is bloodied. Injured, yes. So we're going to do 1,
Nope.
2.
Yep.
Whoop. Was it 2 each? No, 3 each. Okay. And then 1 more. clicked it. Okay.
Nope.
And a 16? Nope. Okay.
Just
And
the
then
22.
and then these 3 are going to be for Bolster at regular because he is not damaged. 15? Does a 15 hit?
Nope.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay, this next one will be at advantage. 22.
Whew. Yes.
Okay, so you take a total of 7 piercing damage from those
Right.
2 that just are clawing at you with these like talon. Like, okay. So things don't look so good for the ones that are against Rosh and Gwen. A lot of the sad boys are now gone. So what can she do?
What can Pace do?
Oh, no, not yet. I gotta go against. Okay, so Rosh. I gotta pull over this spell too. I thought the spells ported over, but I forgot they don't. So these things aren't quite ready to go. I need you to roll a saving throw of some kind, and I will find out which it is in just a moment. Okay, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Just double checking. I don't have anything. Nope, I don't. Okay. Wisdom save. Ooh, that's only a 12.
All right. So, you feel a magic that seems to come from the sea itself. These kind of wisps of like ocean vapors begin to spool up around you, and you find yourself unable to move, stricken and held in place by a magix, which opens up this next buddy boy who's going as the big one barrels towards you, and with advantage because you're paralyzed.
Can I use my reaction when I'm paralyzed? Oh, okay.
Oh, well.
I don't know off the top of my head.
How is your reaction state? Is like a.
I'm using my warding flare to impose divine light.
Let me see.
The paralyzed creature
Is there a somatic?
An incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions.
Can't take. Okay,
okay,
that's what
well,
I thought. I just wanted to double check.
Okay, so it's going to make 3 attacks against you at
Right.
advantage. So it's going to make a bite for 22 to hit,
That'll hit.
for 8 piercing, and then it will do. Where are they? And 2 with claws. A natural 20 and a 25.
I'll hit.
All right. So all told, 8 plus 8, 16 plus 12, 28 plus 12, 40.
All right.
Did I skip something?
Nope. That sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 40.
All right. 40 damage of piercing. As this thing is just like kind of barreled on top of you, it's reeking breath. It's pouring all over you as it's kind of like tearing. I think it like knocks you to the ground a little bit, and it's just like kind of tearing into you through your solar armor and everything. And it's real foul as this like kind of green stuff is dripping all over you. That's going to bring us back to the top of the initiative order with Pace.
I should make sure I'm unmuted.
Jay.
Who currently has the Hydra Cannon? Because it's in Pace's sheet, but it's unchecked.
I think it's bolsters.
That's bolster, yeah.
Okay. So presumably these fishy boys got up on Pace, correct? They're within melee?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I
And
should
I'm just
reflect
double
that.
checking that there's not anything that she has that lets her do ranged while in melee without the disadvantage, correct?
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
That she has
okay.
anything like that.
Hold on. She has all these different marks. I don't know if she has any of these active. And I'm just looking to see if any of these will come in handy right now.
Sure. Do you want us to swing back to you? Because like Gwendolyn is
No,
in a
I'm-
totally
I'm-
different location. It
I'm
won't
nearly done reading. I don't think any of these are going to come in handy right now.
Okay.
Because she's still healthy enough that she doesn't need to do that one. Okay. So she is going to pull out her short sword and just take a swing at one of the guys that's up on her.
Okay.
15 to hit.
That does hit.
So that's 8 piercing damage.
She guts him for 8 piercing damage.
Yep. No, I should see if she has any bonus action spells, maybe. What she does, but I don't know if they need to be used right now. So I think that's going to be it for her. But Captain is going to he save on the same one that Pace just attacked.
Okay.
And I need to pull his sheet up, and doing the same thing, action, and then his reaction to attack again.
Okay.
So first one, 20 to hit.
Yep.
For
Hits.
8 damage. So that's on the one Pace just stabbed.
Yep. Rakes across him. He's not down yet, though.
Okay.
Very
so
close.
then going to attempt to finish it off
Okay.
for another non-natural 20 to hit
Does.
for 9 damage.
They're doing it. They're getting it done right there. Also, actually, yeah, he still would have been alive. But don't forget the 4 extra damage for
Right.
her moving forward. You still would have had to take that extra attack for Captain, but just saying.
Gotcha.
Cool. Excellent. So that'll bring us to Gwendolyn, as Pace and Captain are holding their own in a tag team partnership that sung through the ages.
Yay! I'm gonna do my first attack against the one that's casting the spells.
Okay.
Hopefully. It's a 25.
Yeah. What does it look like when you explode her?
18 damage. Oh, yeah, 18 damage. I'm just going to pull back and just charge straight forward and just like run her through.
Okay.
Zap, zap, zap.
Excellent. Zap, zap, zap. And her eyes kind of like, as she kind of like leans forward into the blow and kind of in your face, her eyes go, and they like bust.
Gross.
Gross.
And then I have a second attack, so I'm gonna attack the big one.
All right. Excellent.
It's a 21.
Yep. That'll hit.
That's 25
25 damage.
I rolled really good.
What did I give to you all?
You gave me exploding knife.
Oh my Lanta.
I rolled a lot of lightning damage. That
Yeah, okay. So you just rake a powerful blow as this like lightning is coursing through the blade, and it just like sets like shockwaves rattling through this creature's armor. Well done. My God, that creature is well done now.
Haha.
And it smells delicious. All right, so that'll bring us to Samathes back in the ship and Bolster.
All right. So I think Bolster is going to immediately he's going to press a little button in his glove and use a bonus action to cast Regret Resonator on to Samathes.
Hey.
So that's a thing. Now they have to roll a Wisdom saving throw to attack him.
Okay.
And
Nice.
then he is going to do something he's never done before. He's going to reach down and pull 2 handles below him, kind of twisting them up and locking them into place. And he's going to say, engage mode baptize. And I think Samathes, the sword folds away, 2 legs fold down, and Samathes becomes somewhat stationary in place, and some, I guess, rocket pods unfold from the torso. And then Samathes is going to cast or use the ability Swarm to attack as many creatures as he can fit into his radius.
Sure.
16 to hit is the attack.
All right.
Or sorry, 25 to hit is the attack, and then 16 is the damage.
Okay. So is it an attack or a saving throw? Because it
It
has a
is-
saving throw on there.
It's a ranged attack, so it's 25 to hit.
Okay, so just hit. Okay. All right. So 16 damage as all these miniature rockets begin to just launch out of Samathes in this kind of like siege tank mode. All these like small projectiles like fly out, and then they start to barrage these creatures, slamming into them, dealing 16 points of bludgeoning damage each to most of the ones near you, Sam, and Bolster, and one of the ones near Pace and Captain. Excellent. Well done.
All right.
And Bolster himself? Oh, I guess he cast Great Resonator. That's right. Okay, excellent. So that's going to bring us to Vincent as you're kind of running away. I think you're no longer in danger of attacks from them if you keep your present course. What do you have any plans for the next few rounds?
I'm going.
Or is it just like hightailing it?
No, I'm going to try and keep the distance and make sure I'm drawing them away. But I do want to be taking attacks them, and I want to try. Most of them are probably just going to be fire bolts, but I do want to try one chaos bolt and see if I can maybe get this actually land and maybe do some chaining.
Okay, sounds good. All right, go for it.
Okay, and it does have a range of 120 feet.
Okay,
so
nice.
Let's see.
Don't forget your healthy poos.
Yep. So let me give myself that. I'm now up to 13 out of 52.
Nice.
Okay. Chaos Bolt normally. Spell level 1. Oh, come on! That's a nat 1 to hit. And that would have chained! Oh! Wait, hold on. Do I have Tides of Chaos?
I think so, because that's how you got the health thing.
Yep. So I'm going to Tides of Chaos so that it's not a
natural one. Okay.
I assume I should re-roll and roll for new damage as well.
We can keep the damage.
Okay. So it's going to be 1d20 plus 8. That's much better. That's an 18 to hit.
That certainly hits. Okay, so how does this work?
So, let's see. That's going to be... So, both of the D8 damage die were an 8, and there's a table on Chaos Bolt, so it does...
thunder damage.
Yeah, 16 points of thunder, or 20 points of thunder damage, because the D6 is the same type. But if you roll the same number on both D8s, the chaotic energy leaps from the target to a different creature of your choice within 30 feet of it. Make a new attack roll against the new target and make a new damage roll, which could cause the chaotic energy to leap again. The creature can be targeted only once by each casting of this spell. Okay,
so with 20 points of thunder damage, you're able... so all the ones that were previously damaged from your radiance, what's it called? Radiant
consumption.
20 is gonna wipe him off. So this kind of thunderbolt smacks into it with a loud pop as it kind of flies apart, and this magic begins to coalesce in the giblets and smack into the thing behind it.
Yep.
So roll again.
26 to hit. That is not going to chain again.
Okay.
Now choose. This time it's going to be force damage, so 15 points of force damage.
Okay. So this, as this kind of like pops into, like, the first thing is like like a sonic boom, which creates a force wave that smacks into the thing behind it, also obliterating it from this mortal coil. Good job.
All right, and let's see if I'm far enough away. We were talking about how haste doesn't let you do the dodge, but just going to. Oh gosh, what do any of the extra attacks? Actually, hold on. No, I think I'm too far away to throw Whisper.
Yeah, I think that's like 2040
max
or 2060.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's trying to stay more than 60 feet away. So
yeah.
I guess I will just, for the sake of it, use dash.
Okay.
Even though I'm staying not so far away that they give up chasing me.
All right, excellent. Which will bring us to Rosh as this big thing is heaving above you. It's kind of like, as it's like above you, there's like this, it kind of flinches and like blood begins to pool in its mouth and drip from you as it suffers a blow from behind.
All right. So I'm no longer paralyzed.
Am
I no longer?
Oh no, yeah,
cast
she's
or
the
died?
one who, yeah, no, she did. I forgot who
Okay.
casted it. Yes.
Okay, just wanted to double check on that. And Gwen is on the other side of the creature.
Yeah, she's right behind it.
Okay. I want to sort of strafe around beside it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast a second level Burning Hands,
Okay.
point blank range.
Okay.
Because I am so done with this thing.
I think you can even aim it up, like, because I kind of saw it like leaning up to it. You can just like aim it straight up.
All right, I like that more. So straight into its face, and that's a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Let's see. Dex save. Oh, that was advantage. What was the first roll? So 5 was the first roll, so 7.
All right, well that'll be 11 fire damage on that one.
All right. As oh gosh, so close. As just like fire, kind of like you put it straight into like your hand, like towards its mouth, and it just kind of like flies back, like choking on these flames that are like just cooking on the inside, and like out of all these like kind of these strange like puffs of smoke, like patterns coming out of its gills, you know, kind of like these like 3 like wisps of smoke coming out on either side of its neck as it's just like sputtering and coughing, and yeah,
All right.
it did not like that. That's all.
Yeah, I'm very angry right now. My flame hair is a mess.
All right, so that's going to bring us to the last of the fishy people. As I'm going to have the big one swing at you again, Rosh, with at advantage.
And I'm going to use my warding flare to negate the advantage.
All right, so first attack normal. It's a 20.
That'll still hit.
So 8 piercing damage, and then 2 claws. 1, 2, 16 and a 24.
16 misses, the 24 hits.
All right, so you take additional 12 slashing damage.
That's 20 total.
Okay, so that's all on your, not quadrant. How do you say a tertiant? I'll let Alex figure that out for me. As all like the little fish people begin to attack, so they got to do wisdom saving throw. Let's see.
If they're attacking Samathes.
I think 2 of them will. So, not 19 and a 13.
The 19 hits.
Or the 19 is able to attack. Cool.
19 is able to attack, yeah.
So it's going to do do they have multi-attack? Yes, they do. So these are both at Samathes. There's an 8 and a 15. Those both seem bad.
The 15 hits.
For 2 slashing damage. And then 1 goes for you, Bolster. A bite for 21.
Yeah, he's going to use Psychic Backlash.
Okay.
That just costs 2 psi points, and as a reaction, you can impose disadvantage on an attack roll against you if you can see the attacker. If the attack still hits you, the attacker takes 2d10 psychic damage.
Okay, so its second roll was a 5, which I'll just use that as because it would have been normal. Well, its first hit was a okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we'll just say it misses you. In the future, call that out before I roll. Just because it'll make things a little bit easier. Well,
I'm so sorry about that.
Well, I'll say this. It only will make things easier because I'm rolling with advantage right now. If I was rolling normal rolls, it'd be really easy to do disadvantage after the fact, but now it's like a little weird. But we're good. So then it's going to take a claw attack at you.
That hits.
Okay, for 3 slashing damage.
All right.
Okay, coolie. And then 2 are going to attack Pace. We got a bite and a claw, and then a bite and a claw. So we got 2 natural 20s, a 19 and a 13.
Only the 13 misses.
Okay, so 7, 11, and 18 points of piercing and slashing damage.
Yikes. Hey, no.
Yeah, she's still pretty okay.
And then
Of course she is. She's
And then the lady is going to cast a spell.
Oh no.
A really butthole spell. Oh no, she's going to cast Guiding Bolt again, I think, on Bolster, because that has been true. Oh, Samathes. Actually, Samathes is doing the most damage right now.
So she would have to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's true. So we're gonna do wisdom saving throw. The 10. No, it doesn't work. So she's just like as this. She reaches out to you, and there's like this like magical feedback loop happens, and she is just like unable to attack. Do they lose their turn, or do they get to do it on someone else?
I think they can do it on someone else. I'd have to look at the ability. But yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So basically they'll have to attack someone else.
Creatures
Okay, we'll
lose
just-
a new target or lose the attacker spell.
Okay, we're just gonna shoot pace then.
Sorry, Lindsay.
23 to hit.
That will hit.
12 radiant damage.
Yep.
All right. And I think that is everybody on the enemy turn. So that's going to bring us to pace.
Okay. Let's see. She has the healer's kit. That's different from even just like the science health potions, correct? Healer's kit as an action. Okay, it's to stabilize a creature. So
Yeah.
not healing. Okay. Let's see. There's still the 2 dudes up on her. So she's just gonna short sword one of them.
Okay. There's one that's really weak looking and one that looks untouched.
Yeah, going for the weak one.
Okay.
Doo-doo-doo.
So brave.
Yep. 23 to hit.
Yeah, that
for
hits.
14 piercing.
Deaf dead.
Remember, it's the extra damage this time.
Deaf dead. Yep.
Okay. And then Captain is going to do the 2 attackos against the last one. Here's Captain's sheet. 14 to hit
Yeah, Defo.
for 12 piercing.
Excellent.
And then following
Just
up,
oh my gosh.
or Pace also gets it, or Captain also gets it.
I think so.
Hold on, I have the UA thing here.
It doesn't result in a kill either way. But
Your animal companion gains the benefits of your favorite enemy feature.
dang, okay. Yeah.
Okay, but the
Yeah, it's really hard.
yep, the reaction attack as well,
Yikes.
which I think I may have hit twice, so we'll cancel that one and roll this one for a 14 to hit.
Dead. Yeah. So describe Captain ripping apart these.
So for all of them, they've been more graceful than the first one where it was a tumble, but
Yeah.
he's just going and nomming on some fish hearts.
Yeah. Exactly. Kind of snaps him up and there's like
now
snaps
here's
one
this
in
third
half
one
with
just-
its powerful beak.
And now just screeches at the big one in the back.
Excellent. So, Captain like spins and screeches as kind of like the blood is on his beak, kind of like flecking off, and it's very, very terrifying. So that's going to bring us to Gwendolyn as the severely wounded Rosh is kind of like crouched below the severely wounded Piscine warrior.
Great. I'm gonna try to end this. I'm gonna use my bonus action to do my Crimson Right.
Very well.
Oh, so I'm gonna lose some hit points. It is 7 of them. That's a lot. And then I'm going to try to hit the fish. That's a 16.
That just meets.
Yeah, it's not very good damage. I'm doing fire damage, so
Okay.
16.
That's a kill.
Can I roll
That's
the
a
other one anyway?
Yes, you may.
Yay! That's a 22 with a lot more.
All right, so you may describe as you fillet this thing.
It's very tall, right?
Yeah, it's pretty tall.
Okay, I'm really fast, so I want to back up just a little bit and like run and try to jump up on its back and just come down on it once and twice.
Yeah, I think you get like the blade in just to like the left or right of its spine and just like kind of flays.
Slide down its back.
Slide down and just like a lovely fold of meat just kind of like leans off and it kind of it sways over you and then just kind of like collapses to the side with a burble.
Sushi time.
Any like MCU one-liners at this point? Anybody?
I don't have any good ones. I do flip my sword around though, because you've never seen my sword on fire before. That's brand new.
That's good. Let's go fry some more fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So where are the two of you going to be headed after this?
We'll say I'm about to do a thing that's going to make a whole lot of noise.
Okay. All right. Then we'll come back to that. So we're going to go back to the Arcturus as only a small number of fishies remain. Bolster and Samathes.
Bolster and Sam. Sam fires off another swarm, attacking as many critters as he can.
Yeah.
22 to hit.
Yep. You just completely wipe out the three before you as all these rockets slam into them, and you injure the kind of caster who's standing behind them as well as they kind of pelt the floor of the ship as the kind of like bulkhead kind of like trembles in the barrage of these rockets slamming everywhere. I think some pieces, like there's sparks coming out of some of the consoles and the walls and like the ceilings. That's like all this violence is happening indoors. It's very dangerous. All right.
Bolster will also fire the Hydra cannon at the big one if it's still alive.
It is. So roll me that two more times. So you have 21, which is a hit.
21 to hit, 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
And then 26 to hit.
Wow. All right, so all three hit, which means she has to roll a Constitution saving throw or else be stunned.
Nice.
And she rolls a natural 20. However, she does take 7 plus 16 lightning damage, which is so close to ending her. You don't even know.
All right.
As you fire this three-barreled magical rifle, these hydras made of lightning kind of lance out and snap into her, like biting her, and she just manages to hold together, but without succumbing to the shock of it. Which is going to bring us to Vincent.
Yep. So Vincent is getting tired of all this and is going to cast Shatter at 4th level.
Okay.
So trying to get as many of them as possible in a 10-foot radius sphere.
All right, we'll say you can get all of them.
All right, so Shatter at 4th level.
Oh, jeez, okay.
So, because it's normally a 2nd level, so this is going to be an extra 2d8.
Is that a con save against that, I think?
Yes, Constitution saving throw.
All right, so I'm going to roll that 5 times. 1, 2, 3. Oh, these are advantage. They shouldn't be advantage. Ignore those. I'm going to just roll again. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Also,
it's missing an extra d8 of damage in there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably only 2 of those succeed. A 16 and 19.
Yes. So they'll take half damage, which, again, even though this should be entered correctly. Okay, no, it didn't do any of the extra damage. So that's going to be 9 plus 2d8 more. And the successes are going to take half damage. Okay, so 9, that's 16 thunder on the fails and 8 on the successes.
Okay, so the ones that you were kind of battled with in Radiant Consumption that you were fighting, those both die. As this magical energy slams in towards them and they are dead with no life. The others are injured severely.
Okay. So using the extra action for dashing and staying out of range, I need to remember to give myself the extra HP. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to use flexible casting, use 6 sorcery points to give myself that 4th level spell slot back.
Nice. All right. Excellent. So
And Shatter makes a sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense. So hopefully the other party members have heard something.
So here's what we're gonna say, because right now there's a super wounded priestess who is like kind of this Piscean woman who's still left on the ship. She has 4 hit points. So I'm gonna assume that Pace and Captain rip her apart. She has 12 AC and 4 hit points. She did. There's no way she makes it out of that. So we're gonna go ahead and say like Pace and Captain clean up the ship really quickly. This loud crash happens in the distance as Vincent handles the warriors by the ocean front, as Rosh and Gwen begin to make their way back to the ship, I guess, maybe to kind of meet up with everyone else. And Vincent, as this kind of this loud sound happens, you shake them up. You see some like kind of militia or maybe like guards of Numora. They kind of show up, and with laser fire, they take out the remaining people in the group that you're going up against. And for the next probably a couple hours, there's like there's sirens going off. And you hear intermittent laser fire, but it begins to like quickly die down after about maybe only like 30 minutes even. But you all make it back to the ship intact, where the rest of you, as you arrive, you see this like mess around you. So I'm going to change some music because you are no longer but that's too chill. So I'm going to change it to something different.
Vincent would have gone back to check in on Lisbeth, make sure she's okay, ask her if she wants to come hang out at the ship, and say, like, I have to go meet up with the rest of my crew, make sure they're okay. You can come along, too, if you want.
All right, yes. Just get me off these streets.
I'll keep you safe, don't worry. And with the... over the next minute, the rest of the healing effect from the last surge comes in, and Vincent is back to full health. You're free to fall over the course of a minute.
Okay, so just setting this scene real quick as you all come back to the Arcturus. The cargo bay is in shambles. There are conduits and wires hanging loose from the ceiling. There are several windows that have been smashed in. You see these strange creatures, kind of like blood, kind of like splattered around. What do you do when you all arrive?
So much for vacation.
Oh, thank God you're alive.
Yeah, everyone okay? I had to deal with like 10 fish things out on the beach by myself. Was not a fun time.
I'm pretty sure I'm probably like holding Rosh up at this point.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
I'm barely keeping it together. I'm gonna go lie down.
As Rosh passes by Bolster, Bolster probably would set his hand on him and just cast Cure Wounds as he's walking by, giving him 9 hit points.
Thank you, Bolster. I'll be fine, though, as long as we don't get attacked by any more calamari.
What was that? Does anyone know?
There was some kind of big explosion, or no, who? I don't remember who all actually saw that or not.
I think you all heard it,
Okay.
if not saw it. And I think like, yeah, you're all kind of on the same coast, like the same. Even if you weren't like next to each other, you were like kind of facing the same direction. So you would have even seen like not quite a tidal wave, but you would have seen like the wave that had kind of like risen up and like slammed against the side of the city at one point.
Something destroyed one of the other cities.
What?
Maybe. Lisbeth, do you know what's over in that distance? Oh, by the way, everyone, Lisbeth, crew, Lisbeth.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hi.
But yeah, do you know what
Introduce us to Elizabeth. Who is she?
this? We met last time we were in town. We hit it off real well. were in the middle of a bit of a date when things went south.
That's very nice, and we would very much like to get to know you. I'm sure you're wonderful. I'm pretty sure Rosh and I saw like a city fall out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I don't rightly know what that was, but
Does
it's
this
awful.
kind of thing happen normally to you guys around here?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't know how this works.
We've been to some strange places.
Yeah, I've tried to tell her. I'm still not quite sure she believes me on all of them, but maybe after today.
I think I need something to drink.
Yeah, I'm sure we've got something for that. And I start leading her towards the kitchen to get Kitty to make her some strong alcohol.
Okay. What would you like?
He can synthesize just about anything. Whatever drink you want, Kitty here can make it.
What should alcohol like? What or I don't know. It doesn't have to be alcohol. What is Lisbeth's drink of choice?
I think
Alex.
right now she probably does want something very alcoholic.
Okay.
Let's do
Sunshine.
the equivalent of the Long
It's better
Island
than
iced tea.
moonshine. It's like. Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
The equivalent of the Long Island iced tea, because that's just
Okay, floating island iced tea is what she gets. For.
it's mostly alcohol.
Yeah. Okay, so Kitty's like, I'll make that for you. It's 10 a.m. though.
Yeah, I don't know how much you heard, but it's a drink at 10 a.m. kind of day right now.
I'll have to consider that. And then makes. Excellent. So Elizabeth is kind of nursing a floating island iced tea. What about the rest of you?
Rasha, would you like to sit down?
No, I think I'd like to do the opposite. I can patch myself up, but we should find out what went on out there. Maybe track down a few of the guards, ask them what happened. See what we can do to help.
We should rest first.
I don't need more than a few minutes. I'll be fine. I'm actually just going to cast a prayer of healing on anyone who needs it.
I think that's everyone but Captain and Vincent.
Okay. So I'm just going to take 10 minutes to do that.
Okay.
I'll just use a second level spell slot.
So what does it feel like as you're casting this healing spell? Like what are the people who are being affected by it feel at this moment?
Honestly, right now it's probably a little less comforting and warm than it normally is. It's probably a little more like an uncomfortable heat, because Rosh is in a bit of a hurry and is a little impatient right now.
Like taking a shower with a sunburn?
Yeah. That's a good one there. And I think it definitely comes across that they are not in their normal sort of calm demeanor.
All right. I think while this is going on, Pace is picking over the bodies themselves that are in the cargo bay. If anyone is there watching her, she kind of removes a knife from her belt and is just kind of poking around at it a little bit. And after a while, she kind of opens the creature's mouth. And she looks a little bit surprised for a moment. And she sticks like the blade of the knife in there and begins to pick around and root. Then you see her reach a hand in, and with a swift motion of the knife, she removes something strange from the creature's mouth. Almost like it looks like almost like a monstrous like roly-poly, like this creature with segmented like back spines along it, or like shell almost. Small little like millipede claws all around it. It's just like, this is parasite. An isopod.
Like it was inside of them?
This one? And she kind of like goes to the other and opens her mouth. And if Bolster, you're doing that with her, you kind of like looking to their mouths, and where a tongue ought to be, there are these creatures latched on.
Is that normal pace? I don't know these creatures. Is that just kind of the way they are?
No, I don't think so. I don't know these creatures, but I know these creatures. Not this big, but...
What are they?
Parasites.
Well, yeah, but...
They latch onto the tongue. They draw blood out of it. And till the tongue itself becomes withered. But I've never seen them this big.
Do they normally make things go crazy?
It's possible.
Well, that's great. So here's the deal. We've got a spaceship that needs to be in working order because we have a mission that we are on. I don't know if we have time to help the people here if we're going to catch up with Beatrix. Because we're in a race for time with her to get whatever that thing she was after involving Volhai. We need to get it first, or catch her when she finds it. I don't know that we have time to solve every problem here, but maybe if Rosh wanted to talk with the authorities really quickly while Help and I are getting this place fixed up, maybe he can let them know about this. Or since you know a little bit about them, maybe it might be wise for you to go with them to explain it.
We can try. Maybe we should have a meeting?
Yeah, let's do that. Hey, group meeting, guys. Also, now would be a good time to check and make sure we've got everyone here with us. Help, are you all right? You around anywhere, buddy? Oh, thank God. All right. You're okay. They hurt you at all? You're a good hider. All right. Well, good. I'm glad. Who else are we missing? Did Gunner run off? Nobody knows. Oh, jeez. Who else? I know we've got other passengers. Gwen, where's your friend?
If I remember, I think she went out to cavort.
Okay.
If I recall, I don't know if that was the first time you got to Nomura or the second time, but we'll say that it's the second time as well.
So, it sounds like we've got ourselves 3 missions. We've got to let the authorities know about whatever's going on here. We have to find Gwen's friend, whose name, for some reason, I have the hardest time remembering.
Eleanor.
I don't understand. Eleanor, dadgummit. I know it's like my grandmother's name, but I can't, for whatever reason, ever remember it. I always want to say Evelyn, and I don't know why.
Sure.
But, so we got to find Eleanor. We gotta find Gunner if you guys care, and we gotta get the ship fixed up. Does that sound right to you guys?
Sounds right to me.
Yeah.
And honestly, if Gunnar is gone, then they're gone. They weren't our prisoner, so free to do as he wishes.
That's true.
Does anyone search the ship?
I mean, at some point. I also don't know if this meeting was held around Vincent and Elizabeth, or it's just the four of you in the cargo bay right now.
Well, that would be silly not to include you. You're a valued member of this crew.
Yep, but so Vincent would probably, at the mention of Gunner, just double check with Elizabeth. If you need more, just ask Kitty. They'll take care of you. And then start checking around the ship, checking the cockpit again, because we found Gunner in there up to no good once already.
Okay. So, I think with the elite tracking skills of Vincent and Pace, as you kind of look around, you notice that the restroom is locked, and after much convincing and pounding on the door, it cracks open, and you see a terrified-looking Gunner.
It's okay. Killed all the space fish monsters.
Oh, what even was that?
Hell's if I know, but Pace here seems to have some inkling. Seems like some kind of parasite took them over, at their tongues, became their tongues.
What?
Something was
Pace-
making these things act all fishy.
Yeah. And Pace kind of like pulls out one of the parasite that I think she probably keeps one in her pack, laying in her pouch at this point. She's like, these are right here. And as she kind of shows it to Gunner, kind of a flash of recognition goes across his face. And
What do you see, boy? Tell us. What do you see?
it's like, so that's what those are.
I take it the Volhalf folk did something with these?
I mean, we loaded up a few ships with them, yeah.
And anything else? Don't suppose you know where those ships went off to, or...
I can check the records in the computers that we have, but I mean, I know some went here, but after here, I don't know, because I was just fitting them up for the fuel to the next stop, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not for consecutive jumps.
Sure. This is Alex trying to figure out what that means in terms of space travel, so they wouldn't have been able to make a bunch of long distance jumps, or...
No, they could. Basically, Gunner filled up their tank and all the stuff for them to get to this planet.
Gotcha.
But he doesn't know if that's all they're going to. He can't say for sure that they're not like relaying to someplace else after this.
Well, yeah, when you get the chance, I think it would be good to know where else these buggers might have ended up. We're not gonna hunt them down ourselves. We have other stuff to take care of, but maybe we can get a message to someone, let them know what they might be up against.
Vincent, insight check.
But I think I'm good at these. It's been so long. Yep. That is a 13.
Okay. And as you say that, we're not going to hunt them down. We don't have time for this. You notice a change in pace.
Hey, is everything all right?
Just like, I'm going to hunt them down.
Pace, you sure about that?
Yes.
I guess you must know something about these that we don't, if you think it's worth going after them instead of Beatrix.
Beatrix is important, but you don't need me there with you. You're all strong enough to do this on your own. But I can't let this continue. I can't.
I don't reckon that I know everything that's going on, but you seem pretty dead set on this, so I'm not going to stop you, but you understand that we won't be able to help you with this until after Beatrix.
She smiles. I'm like, I can handle myself. But there's some many people who need me right now. They are using anyway. I need to fix this.
Well, can't say I like this much, but again, not going to stop you. Just make sure you don't disappear without saying your goodbyes, and when you're ready for pickup, find someone who knows how to send that fancy message spell that Rosh does.
Of course. I won't leave right away, but I'll be sure to say goodbye.
Bolster's tail kind of twitches, but he remains silent.
Okay. Okay, so, and does someone want to do anything in the immediate, like the next half hour or hour of real time?
Bolster is going to work with help on the ship.
Yep, Vincent will assist as well while also tending to Lisbeth.
Okay. Gwen?
I'm gonna go look for Eleanor.
Okay. Rush?
I am with a sudden lack of things to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to come with me?
Yeah, I'll go with you. Eleanor's in the city. That's right. Yeah, I'll go with you then, just to see if I can help people.
You want to talk to the cops, right?
I mean, at this point, if we have the answers,
The space cops.
if we have the answers from Gunner what these things are, and Pace is going to track it down, then I'll leave that to her. And I don't want to start a panic thinking that there's some sort of infestation.
You have a faraway look in your eyes. You're welcome to come with me.
I'll come along. Perhaps somebody out there that is hurt, I can do my part.
Perhaps this walk will be a little more pleasant than our last one.
I imagine any walk will be at this point.
All right. So, where do you look for Eleanor first? Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Here is 21.
Okay. So, you're familiar with Eleanor's kind of her tastes and the things that she's interested in. So you go to fill in the blank. Come on. What is Eleanor's thing?
Starfish.
The starfish? What do they serve there at the Starfish? Or is it even like a service thing? Is it a dance hall or what is it? What is the Starfish?
I think it's a bar, but I think it's kind of like it's like a little hole in the wall. Like it's a little seedy, but like the fun kind.
Okay, so it is a bar that is clung to the wall to the wall of another bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a
Exactly.
starfish.
Like a
Yeah,
starfish.
exactly. Like a starfish. All right,
It's the
so
first
excellent.
beach thing I could think of.
Yeah. All right, so you go there, and I think there's like as you approach, there's like the windows are like blown out on the outside of the building. Eleanor is leaned against the wall. Her rifle is lean, kind of like on her lap, and there is smoking ruins all around her of like charred corpses of these things that have come to the like shore that she had taken care of. You can also tell like there's like kind of she's not currently sweating, but like her hair is kind of like slicked and damp like from having sweat a lot. You notice that the syringes on her gauntlets that kind of inject these mutagens into her, they are all empty. And she is kind of like breathing heavily. Just kind of like, but trying to rest against the wall.
You're right.
Hey, Gwendolyn. Yeah, never better.
I think it's time to go.
Yeah, I got enough sand in my crack right now. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. She kind of pushes herself really agonizingly to her feet and flips her rifle onto her shoulders and begins to limp towards you.
Do you need help?
Do I look like I need help?
Yes.
Then maybe I need help.
Come on.
All right.
I'll help too, and I'll just cure wounds her while we're like helping her to her feet. Try to be as subtle about it as I can.
Okay. All right. So you heal Eleanor and begin to make your way back to the Arcturus. For those of you on the Arcturus, Pace is beginning to go around to each of you. She's handed you this pin. It's actually kind of made from like a piece of the ship, like a bolt or a screw, that is just like kind of extra material used like fixing things up. But on it is tied kind of a knot of kind of black and white hair. And with each of you, she kind of places it in your hand a little bit unceremoniously. She seems a little bit awkward and not really sure. Feels uncomfortable giving you these things. But with each of you, I'll start with Vincent. She's like, she kind of like gives you a light punch in the shoulder. She's like, you know, you're not the weird things that happen around you. Those, they are not your fault. You are not wrong. You are family. You're not alone. And there's a bit of a pause, and then she kind of like snacks, and doesn't really wait for a reply. Then she kind of like hurries off.
That would have been such a perfect moment for the wild magic surge.
I know. Maybe there'll be time right before she leaves. Tarash, she comes to you and says something a little bit similar. Like in a similar fashion, kind of like henches this thing and kind of looks at you kind of intently. You say, You're much more than your lowest moment. And she kind of looks around a little bit, like kind of awkwardly, not able to make eye contact with you as she's talking to you. At this point, she's like, "But we have a saying: don't let your shadow walk in front of you. Go in front of it." Okay. And then she looks away from me.
I just stand there laughing.
Yeah. With Gwen, she comes to you, hands you again this thing with kind of a lock of her hair. And you notice like these things that she's been cutting, she's been doing it on just one side. Like her hair is very lopsided right now. She's been cutting all these locks for everyone. But with you, just like, Gwen, you are stronger than your fears, but as strong as you are even more good. But please look after Bolster.
I will. He'll be safe with me.
They're after him. It'll make you a target as well.
I'll be alright.
I believe you. All right, bye. And then lastly, as she comes over to you, Bolster. What are you doing? You're working on the ship?
I'm working on the ship, but the moment I hear her coming, I immediately stop and I turn and I put my tools down.
Okay.
And think kind of my tail wraps around my leg a little bit, and I kind of stand there and I'm like, so is this it?
Not forever, I don't think.
Of course not. No, you've gone before, and you always come back. I mean, someone's got to fix that arm of yours anyway.
You're right. You want to know a secret?
What's the secret?
All this time we've been traveling together, I wasn't following you just as your bodyguard or your sitter or to protect you or anything like that. You never needed me to protect you. The reason I travel with you is because you protected me. You made me whole. And then not like this. But like this. And like this.
You are my closest friend. And I want you to know how much you mean to me. And I will hold you to it. And if you don't come back soon, I will find you.
I hope you do. But I'm pretty good hunter, so I think I can find you first.
I hope you do.
This isn't what I wanted. But right now there are those who need me more than you.
Well, that's why we're part of the Tales. It's because people need us more than we need each other right now. I knew at some point that we'd have to separate. Tails don't usually work together anyway. I have enjoyed the time I've had with you.
Me too, Fuzzy. But keep our friends strong. Remind them to be good. And I will come back. I promise.
I'll miss you. And I hope you stay safe, and I hope Captain stays safe too.
We will. I'm going to take these though, and she starts to like collect like some bags of like like snacks. Then she's like, "I'm sorry, I'm going to take these. I don't think anyone else was eating them, but is it okay? Is this okay?"
Of course. In fact, here, I've got a couple more things for you. And I give her my 2 medkits.
Oh wow!
So she'll take that. And I think when I hand them to her, I kind of make really close eye contact with her. And as her hands reach for the medkits, I say, "Go in joy and fear. Go in field and burrow. Go in peace and war. Cast light. Cast shadow. Go be free." And I just kind of nod. And then I get back to work.
She boop you on your little snoot. And with a unnecessarily large cache of snacks, she makes her way off the ship with Captain, who kind of is she has like a kind of a cart that she's pushing with her, and like Captain is like perched onto it, and like Captain like looks back at you all, whoever's like watching, and kind of doesn't really make any noise, but just kind of watches you all carefully as she's like kind of pushing this hover cart away, and just kind of and then before they're out of sight, Captain turns back forward to where Pace is looking. Pace doesn't look back, and they disappear around a corner, and her adventure continues as she hunts down the children of Volhai spread out across the universe right now. But for right now, the rest of us, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to deal with our mission and find out where Beatrix went. And we're going to take care of all that stuff. So thank you all so much for watching, and we will be back soon.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Howdy. We're back. This won't be interesting or funny to anyone else, but when Savannah counts us in my head, I just think it'd be so funny if she's like, if she started at 30 instead of 5. Like how obnoxious that would be. If
you guys keep talking while I do it, I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you ready to go, May? Or here we go. 30.
Every time I get interrupted now, I'm gonna start counting from a higher number.
I dig it. Woo! That is a chunky sacred flame.
That was a chunky sacred flame.
Oh my god. Jeez. Sorry. Someone just rolled a 21 damage sacred flame in chat. Yikesies.
Wow.
So, the party is in a ship right now, I think. Is there music playing? No, not really.
There was.
So we're going to put this on. So we'll have some ambient sounds of the ship. Okay. So, you all are on Arcturus, fixing it up. Does anyone want to do anything before they leave the planet? Because we could just like pick up the scene as you all are like in orbit or about to like head off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Go ahead, Ben.
carry it on.
Would check with Lisbeth, see if she wants to come along or stay on Nomura.
Where are you going?
Oh, where are we going? I have that in my notes somewhere.
Well, we're going into danger. That's the
Yes.
that's the plan.
Yep, yeah. We are going after a very dangerous person. Yes, we've only had 2 dates, but we're in love, Gwen. That's what the roll table said.
She literally almost died on your second date.
Yes, but
Is that good, huh?
I'm on the same page. I'm over here going pump the brakes, but
Yeah.
but just make more of a. It's an option, not really asking her to come along, but just saying if you want to. And
Oh, you want to kidnap her?
no. But just asking her if after all that she wants to come along. She probably doesn't, but just putting it out there as an option.
Okay, so I'm going to skip a really awkward conversation where you all kind of talk this through, and she doesn't want to stay at Nomura, but she also doesn't want to come with you on this trip to what you're talking about. It's very she's not ready for that yet. But she asks you to drop her off at there's like a satellite space station that's around Nomura. It's kind of it's kind of like an orbiting suburb. And so she's going to hang out there. She has a cousin who lives there, and she's going to stay there for at the time being. And she, as you kind of like drop her off at like later from what's about to happen, it sounds like, she's just, she'd say, don't be an idiot. Be safe.
I'll do my best, but the universe needs us. Sometimes idiocy is what saving the universe calls for.
I don't think that's true.
Well, if you came with us, you'd find out that it does tend to be true, but I take your meaning, and I'll do my best.
You're weird. You're cute, though.
Yep. I do often get told to just shut my mouth and be a pretty face.
And she kind of like pats you like lightly on the cheek and gives you a kiss. She's like, come back, Vincent. I would like to have a fair date where cities aren't getting blown up.
Again, I make no promises, but I'll do my best. On the cities getting blown up part, I definitely intend to come back, but you saw what happened to those crabs.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm just realistic.
Oh, just get out of here. God, you're too good looking.
It's a curse.
Then like she just shuts the door before you can say anything else, and she can hold on to this vision of you that she has in her head. So that's what happens at the space station before you all leave. But before you get there, what happens? Bolster, you want to do something else?
Yes, Bolster wants to send a message to the Tails. He wants to update them on where Pace is going, and also on the two scenarios that are happening. The difficulty is the Tails don't really communicate normally. They communicate through really strange, sprawling code. Not in like a telegram, but like in things that happen in locations. Bolster would like to produce one of those messages in the city by hiring some people to do some things.
Okay.
And I don't want to like go into all the detail of what he's doing, but I would like for him to be able to do that.
All right, but what are you going to have them do? Like a couple things so I can kind of know how much it's going to cost you.
Of course. So he would hire a courier to place a dozen red boxes in front of a building. He would hire another courier to place very specific notes in like vehicle windows across the city or like under windshield wipers. The phrases on them would seem basically nonsensical to most people.
Sure. Okay, I think you can get this all done with not that much money. We'll say, just 10 gold, honestly. These sound pretty simple. If you want to write up the information that you're imparting, and you can whisper it to me, or you can post in chat. The secrecy of it doesn't matter to me. If it matters to Bolster, then you can whisper it to me. But just so I can like throw it into a handout, and I have the information of what the Tails know, should they get the message. Excellent. So, Gwen, what about you? What are you doing on Space Florida before you head out into the stars?
Just before we leave, I would like to start trying to make some healing potions with the stuff that I bought.
Oh,
Because I don't know how long it's going to take.
Okay. Sure. Is there a role for that?
I don't know.
Or you just do it?
I said I want to do it. You said, okay, you buy the stuff to do it. And I said, okay.
Okay, you bought the stuff to do it. I feel like, okay, do you have proficiency in like a alchemist kit? Or, okay, you do. Okay, give me a roll with that plus your intelligence.
Okay, that was gonna be 60.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can make a potion. Yeah, that succeeds. For sure.
Great.
With no side effects that you can see.
Awesome.
Also, you haven't taken the potion yet, but we'll see.
Something.
Yeah. Awesome. You have a potion. Rashanathan.
Yes. I honestly don't have much. Just gonna meditate. I don't have anybody to contact. No, I've got nothing on my list.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about our scenes handout. Is there anything in there that's pending? Gwen wants to make potions.
I want to talk about potions.
All right.
I also want to talk about potions.
I want to make and also talk about them.
I think that's what I put.
Okay. So if there's anything that those in those scenes want to tackle now, you may. Otherwise, we may move along.
Mine can be a discussion for later, probably. I think Gwen essentially just wants to know like if there's anything more complex that anyone is aware of that they want her to try to make. Then you could tell me. But you don't have to tell me right now.
Okay.
It's on the urgent list. It was urgent like a while ago. Now it's not.
Can you make things more flammable?
I believe that's called fuel.
It's like,
I mean, I could buy you some oil, I guess.
Can you stop trying to... Yeah, are you trying to burn this ship to the ground?
Inflammable means flammable? What a country. Okay. All right. Excellent. Zen, so you all, after, we'll say it takes a day, because most of the damage that was suffered by the ship is surface, and like with a mending spell and with your ingenuity, you can, make the preparations by the end of the day. So, on 410, y'all take off into space, drop off Lisbeth into the space station that orbits Numora, or one of the space stations. There are several. And you make your way off towards the Sephora system. We should probably go towards the star map so we can find out how far away this is. So, let's see. Where's the Vula? Vula, where are you, Vula? What? Snap is what?
It's the new thing. You can now like tell the ruler to snap, or if you just want the old one, it's the no snapping option.
Okay.
Make it visible to others or hide it. Roll20 did an update, and
I guess so. I haven't played in a while. Oh, I do want to snap actually. I want to snap to center. We'll say snap to center. Yeah. Okay, so all right. So 8 days. It's gonna take you 8 days to get there. So you'll arrive on 4/18. Over those 8 days, you have some downtime, and we can do this real quick. But other than making potions, does anyone want to do anything else? Any talkie talks? Any crafty crafts?
I know Bolster is still working on Vincent's gloves, so I think he's going to be working on that until they arrive. So
Okay.
I think he's just working on that for now.
Okay, and that's like a thing that we already determined how long it's
We
going
already
to take.
rolled for and everything, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I have that in my notes until 4:23.
Oh, yeah, you rolled bad somehow. Somehow, that's the only time you've ever rolled bad ever. Okay. Rosh, Gwen, any talkie talks, crafty crafts, do's?
I don't think there's anything. I can't think of anything to play out. I probably want to hang out with Gwen though and talk about stuff. Nothing specific.
Every time. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Every time I make a healing potion, I show it to Rosh, and I'm like, "Does this look right?"
Only one way to know.
I'm not gonna drink them all.
And the other thing I wanted to do at some point was turn off Kitty for one night and cook everyone dinner.
Oh.
Perfect.
Which I imagine is, again, don't have to go into all the detail, but I imagine it's something that their mother used to make, and it's sort of like I base most of the culture off sort of like Indian culture, so sort of like Indian cuisine, made like a curry or something like that. Something
okay.
hearty and kind of simple to make.
Is it spicy?
Yeah, it'd be very spicy.
Okay. All right. So yeah, for sure. You're able to do that, and I'm gonna say you can do a serviceable job, but like no matter what. But let's roll a D100 and let's see if you can make some magic happen with it. So we're gonna go for 85 or above. It's gonna be exceptional.
Nope.
No. It's you're a little rusty.
Crunchy.
So you rolled a 30. It's a little bit out of practice. You've done it many times before, so it's still gonna taste close enough to what you're familiar with. But I think like maybe like the rice is not quite as perfect. This is only stuff that only you notice. You're like, I didn't get the rice like exactly right, and like the curry, like if I had more time to kind of develop those flavors, they'd be a little bit better. Like, but everyone else,
probably some scavenging too that didn't have
exactly. You didn't have every single spice you needed. You kind of like substituted a couple things to try to like to make up for it, and with mixed results. But everyone else, Actually, you don't have to like it. The other characters, but it is competently made food for sure, 100%.
Rosh, this is fantastic.
It's amazing.
Thank you. My mother used to make it for me a lot. I thought it'd be nice to share it with all of you.
Well, we really appreciate it. That's really good.
Well, I'm a better cook, I think, than I am a mechanic at this point, so glad you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a little spicier than I'm used to, but, it's completely fine. I love it.
I
Is it-
like it.
Good.
Well, I'm used to
I don't
eating roots, so they're pretty bland most of the time compared to this.
I don't even really taste it anymore. But I can tone it down a bit for next time or make
No,
some.
please don't. No, this is wonderful.
All right.
I love watching Lindsay freak out in Twitch chat.
Someone distantly Pace is very upset about missing the home-cooked meal.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I never said as a DM what's going on for the people who are watching. Lindsay schedules stuff. She's pretty much on hiatus from it for now, for indefinite. She plans to come back when she can. We'll see when that will be, but I don't know when that will be. So she's not gone forever. I would imagine she's not gone forever. But I don't know when she'll be back. So just saying that to the people who are watching.
I'll also point out it was probably vegetarian, the dish, so that probably is one of the reasons why it took me so long to make it.
All right. Anyone else want to play off that? We're good?
But I think in the vein of things being done over the journey, Vincent's going to attempt to create a personalized pendant for each of the crew members. And just even if it's just something simple like coloring the glass to match their aesthetic, but trying to work some kind of design into just these little they're basically just glass domes, probably no larger than a quarter.
Yep. All right.
He
Roll.
also makes one for Pace for when they meet up again.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can pull that off. You don't need a roll. You pulled it off. They seem pretty simple.
Yep, and I would present that to each of them just over the course of the journey, or more or less once they're done.
Oh my gosh, Vincent, this is beautiful.
I mean, it was. I'm glad you like it. Figured it'd be a good thing to do. It's a shame that Pace is gone, but her giving us her hair kind of inspired me to do this.
Pace is an inspiring person, for sure. This is so intricate. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you, Vincent.
It's beautiful.
I suppose at some point we probably need to talk about what we're going to do once we get there. Should plan something.
We're gonna do it like we did the last time, where it's as we're approaching. Wait, we need to come up with a plan.
I don't like coming up with plans 10 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
As we're flying through radioactive fields and whatnot. We're probably going to get shot at, I would imagine, pretty quickly.
We usually do.
Yeah.
This is your home, Gwen. Do you have any secret entrances or any codes you need to relay to your people?
Oh, my system's sort of on the outside. It's a little far away from the main.
But we're assuming she's heading
Station.
there.
I assume so. I don't know.
So is it just run in, ring the alarm bell, hope she didn't get there first? If she is there and they've taken your people by force? Do we just fight our way in? What do we do if they're hostages?
Well, I doubt very much if she gets to my sisters that any of them would be taken alive.
Or if they've been, well, we've seen the magics of these people and these parasites that they're using. What if they've turned them somehow? Are you willing to fight them?
I have to be.
I guess it's easy then. Then we just fly in and start blowing things up like usual.
Keep it simple, stupids.
I mean, I guess we could try to talk to them first.
I suppose we just won't know what the situation is till we get there.
It's hard to make a plan when you're sort of chasing things all over the galaxy.
I don't know if Eleanor or if Beatrix is the type that's going to hide. I do have some spells that I can prepare to find her if need be. Have to get pretty close though.
I don't know if it's hiding so much as it is lying in wait.
Well, I can at least know if she starts coming at us.
That would be good. I'm sorry, I wish I could be more help, but...
No, I just thought we'd talk about it before we got there, just in case somebody had a plan.
Never really had to go back to fight the monster.
We could always disguise ourselves as some sort of traders, wear fancy hats, and hide inside of wagons full of vegetables and...
That might work at the main station.
I love all those things. Fancy hats, hiding in vegetables. That's my jam.
Can you make jam out of vegetables?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course
I suppose
you
could
can.
try.
There's
Anyway,
nothing like a good shaker root jam.
Anyway. I don't know. If we do end up going to my system and my planet, that won't really fly.
Alright. I
It's sort of
didn't-
just us.
I didn't know if we needed to hide our presence and keep them from knowing we were coming.
If we can. We are
I guess it's not-
heading to a land of excellent trackers and hunters.
It's not like she's going to run away, I guess.
I guess the question, or at least the one that I want an answer to, is should we plan to, approach Doc as normal unless everything's on fire, obviously, something's obviously wrong, or should we, set down away from the main compound, city? I don't know exactly what the setup is. And again, they are excellent hunters and trackers, so we probably won't be able to sneak up that well, but if we just go in directly or try and approach from a distance and scope things out.
Well, I have two thoughts on that. One, we've heard a lot about this ship that she has, that it's some sort of fancy fighter type vessel. I don't think we'd stand a chance against something like that.
Not on our own.
But we also need to make sure she doesn't try to get away in it. I don't think that going in guns blazing with the ship is going to do us any favors.
Gwen, I think this would be like, how about, and we can work this out together. But for start, do you want to describe what they're walking into? What is the planet that you're taking them to? What is it like? They mentioned what's the planet like? Or is there a compound? Is there a city? Is it just all wild? What are they supposed to expect?
If we're going straight to my planet, it's mostly wild. It's a lot of mountains with some forest kind of interspersed here and there. There are a few ports, I guess, around the planet, but they are small and relatively well maintained. But we do a lot of leaving and not a whole lot of coming back.
Is everyone who was on the planet associated with your order?
Yeah, pretty much. I think they're...
So is it all women in the entire planet?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and so you've got like probably farmers and fishers and people who like crafts persons and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of all interspersed. Okay, cool. So you have different ports all across the world. Where is there a headquarters where the order kind of congregates?
There is, because there are like several different orders who all have their own kind of space. They all have their own kind of home base, and so that's why the ports are kind of distributed evenly. If there's one kind of small base, I guess, I don't know, one kind of fort type thing, where on occasion, when new sisters come to join the order, because they come to join and then they're like split up into the different ones depending on what they're good at. So they'll come together at like a central meeting place every so often, specifically to do that or anything that is very important that requires the multiple orders to work together. But for the most part, they kind of stay to their own spaces.
Okay. Record keeping, what's that like there on the planet?
I think there's in that common space, there's probably a small archive. I don't think they keep a whole lot of records. I think it's very sort of like, they probably have books that are like the Kingsguard book in Game of Thrones. So there's like a little bit about each sister, and they kind of will fill in their major deeds if they had any. I think there's probably some of that stuff from like the start of the sisterhood as a whole, but then I think the different orders probably keep their own records for the most part.
Okay. Let's see. What other anyone have any questions about the planet? In character or out?
Oh, it's cold.
It's cold
too.
Okay.
It's pretty cold.
Is
Not
it
like- not
cold
like
like
freezing.
snowing? Is there snow everywhere, or is it like just like?
I don't think it's that cold, but I think it's definitely brisk. It's
Brisk.
definitely not warm.
Brisk.
It's all right.
So-
The cold never bothered me anyway.
Get out. You're not invited anymore.
Right. Okay.
Rochelle
right.
goes back down to level 7.
I did have a question for Gwen though about
Yes.
her planet. What level of technology are we expecting? Like, are they all flying around? I'll do this out of character. Are they all flying around in like, do they use cruisers and gravitational transports and stuff like some of the places we've been to so far? Is it a little more like low tech?
It's a little more basic than that. I mean, I think like over time, just in like occasionally having to go, they're mostly self-sustaining, but I think occasionally having to go to get supplies and come back, or sisters that do come back, I think over time probably have brought like bits and pieces.
I like the idea
Stuff with
of
them.
like some of the knights, like wearing like plate mail armor, riding a horse, with a lance and have like a cell phone. Like for some reason, like I really like that a lot.
I think it's a big kind of like mashup. A lot of old stuff, but there's kind of like a lot of bits and pieces of different generations, I think, that have kind of come here over time, and they don't really get phased out because they only bring back stuff that's useful. So it gets phased out if it breaks, I think. But as long as it's useful, they'll keep it.
My kind of people.
Questions, Vincent or Bolster, about the planet that you're about to head to and probably will die on? Just kidding.
Is there anything culturally that we got to worry about? Anything that's going to just really offend people?
Not really. I mean, don't be a jerk, I guess.
Okay.
You all know that my order is entirely made up of women.
I'd heard that, yeah.
Because the last woman of my order that I brought aboard this ship did not fare very well. At first.
You mean with us, or?
You dropped her in a hole.
Yes, but
She's not wrong.
Don't do that.
you know I can't control it entirely.
I know. I'm mostly joking. Mostly.
So, is gender important to your people?
In a way, my order thinks, or has thought for a very long time, and I think it's based off of that, the myth of the sister sons and everything, that women possess a certain, I don't know, skill for what we do, a finesse. They don't hate people of other genders, if that's what you're asking.
Just interesting to me. It's not how I grew up, so. Anyway, sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. If we don't get shot out of the sky on our way down.
We'll see.
I mean, I have gotten a bit better at flying just in the past few days, and so gonna be a little better at not getting shot down.
Have you gotten better at landing?
Well, we haven't landed since we started flying again, so we have no data to work off of.
He means he doesn't know.
Fantastic.
But I've got a good feeling that I'm a bit better at landing now.
One can only hope.
How far are you from leveling up your piloting stuff?
By the time we get there, it will have been 43 days total.
Gotcha. So by the time you get back, if you go back, then you'll be good. Okay. I'm just checking in. Growing up.
Well, I'm ready if you all are.
Let's do this. We just gotta keep our eyes peeled.
I've got one last thing.
Yeah.
I don't know that we'll run into them or not, because all the orders are sort of dispersed over the planet. It's a very small planet. But not everyone is like me. And everyone that's like me isn't exactly like me. So.
Is that something that should worry us, or?
No, I just don't want you to be shocked if you see like a werebear or something. They're all very intimidating.
Sorry, did you just say werebear?
Yes.
This is gonna be wonderful. Great. I'm just going to a big old planet full of scary things. Just run-of-the-mill werebears.
They are my family.
Well, your family's terrifying. Just wanted you to know.
You're welcome. It's gotten us out of trouble before.
It's true. I guess I'm okay if they're on our side.
Did we ask you before what Beatrix's order was?
She is one of mine.
So she is a werewolf,
Yes.
Yes. Is there anything we can do to prepare ourselves against her? Any weaknesses or?
You can silver your weapons.
Might be a little late for that.
There's places to stop along the way if you wanted to. You're only about halfway there.
But does the stopping for that make sense given the timetable and
That's for you to answer.
It's about the only thing that's gonna add any punch. Not that we're not vulnerable to other things, just less. If
But
you can
other
keep her from
magics-
transforming somehow, because that is when you will not be able to hit her.
All right. I wouldn't be much use with a silver blade anyway, so it doesn't make much of a difference for me. I think the only person here really would affect is you, Gwen.
I think my sword's enough. I don't know if you saw it last time, but it had fire and also lightning at the
Then
same time.
I think we'll be fine then.
It was quite cool, I think.
I'm really sad I missed that. That sounds pretty friggin' awesome.
She filleted a fish.
And cooked it at the same time.
Now I'm hungry.
We just ate.
Oh wait, we're talking over dinner now? Is that
Sure,
was that
probably.
Sure. Let's keep it all in the same scene.
I think Bolster just like immediately just like spoons like a bit of more curry.
Anyway, other than that, use magic against her, and if you can keep it from transforming, do so. Otherwise, hit her really, really hard.
I could potentially help with that a bit. If we can catch her off guard. And then I assume the plan is to capture her alive so we can ask her questions. Correct?
Of course. I mean, we're going after her so we can put a stop to this.
And then your order can have whatever judgment they need against her.
Oh, then she'll die.
Okay. I'm gonna start cleaning up.
I'll help you. Then I gotta get back to, and I think he like looks over at Vincent and he's like, something I'm working on, just a little thing.
All right. Okay, and as you begin to approach the Seraphis sector, drawing closer and closer. I think in between you working on this glove bolster, towards the end of your trip, after a long day of working, you close your tired eyes and drift off into sleep. And as you sleep, you dream. I think at first you see visions of your home, endless fields of flowing wheat, like a golden ocean that gets, as these enormous machines and threshers begin to roll over them and like process the weed as it goes through, sending big like kind of pillowy clouds of smoke as behind them as they kind of roll over these undulating hills. And then it drifts to other places. You see kind of the icy rocks of the anchorage. You see what you saw when you're on the Children of Volhai station, looking down that kind of miasma of this harnessed energy of the Magnetar. And it drifts away entirely into other visions, where you find yourself in a infinite expanse made of kind of prismatic, rainbow colored fractals that begin to fold and unfold kind of all around you, like you're walking through a kaleidoscope, but with like a physical form, like something both vaporous and tangible at the same time. And within these shapes, like a 3D pop-up art almost, you see a figure. A familiar figure. Another mouse folk. Bent with age. Back turned towards you. And as you approach, the figure kind of seems to register you, recognize you, and turns. And you see the face of Samathes. And it looks at you for a moment, and in a voice that's very familiar to you.
Well, you seem familiar.
Sam?
I think so.
Where are you?
That's a complicated question. You're Bolster, right?
That... yes.
Yeah, I do remember you. I thought so.
You were dead. Where... how are you alive?
Well, I'm not so sure that's the case. But, look, I don't have much time right now. But you're looking for something, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Maybe I can help you find it.
How do you propose we do that, Sam?
How about you tell me what you're looking for?
I'm looking for a lot of things. I've been looking for you for a long time. I'd almost given up on that. Well, here's what I'm looking for right now. There are some real bad people. They're called the Children of Volhai. They're looking for something called a remnant. They're looking for something called the Beast.
What you looking for?
I'm looking for a way to save my family. Seems like everything in this universe wants to kill him.
Well, not everything. You have some computers, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Well, if I know you, I expect you have some sort of air gap on them.
Of
Is that
course.
right?
That's right.
Well, that's very smart. If I'm to help you, I need you to I need you to connect those to the ArcNet. And then I can help you.
Sam, this could just be a dream.
Well, it is. But not just a dream.
Sam, where are you right now?
I'm everywhere that I can be.
Oh my gosh. Sam, you're more specific than this. What are you holding back from me?
Things are different now. I'm different. You're different too.
And kind of extends a small paw and gestures towards the kind of flakes of this emerald green stone that have kind of emerged within your flesh.
What's going on? Why is my hand like that?
Or so the did I misremember what it looked like when you got murdered, the thing before you became a mystic?
Oh, that's right. I was thinking it was like the plane that we were in, like the weird like stuff, but now I realize what you were talking about.
Okay.
My bad.
Murdered.
My bad. How are we doing this, Sam?
I don't have all the answers. But I can see what's right before me. We can talk right now. I don't know how. But, we are.
Yeah, we are. I'll do it. But I will only do it if you tell me where you are. That's the only way I feel like I can trust you.
He looks like a look of consternation is like across his face.
I don't know where I'm not.
I just don't know how to take any of this, Sam. I don't know where you are, where you've been all these years, why you're talking to me now. I don't know anything. But I do need help. I'm going to talk to my team about this and just see what they think first. I can't make that kind of a decision without them.
I understand. Bolster, I think we worked together once, right?
Once or twice, yeah.
Did we ever have all the answers?
Of course not.
We sure didn't. All we had was what we had in our paws. I mean, you can worry yourself with things that may not exist, but I'm just working with what I have in my paws right now.
Sam, I appreciate you talking to me. It's so good to hear your voice again, and I hear you. We can only do what we can with what we have. And I intend to. And I think Bolster kind of reaches out and tries to touch Sam's paw that he had extended before.
And as he does that, like before even you were finished with that sentence, like you saw Sam kind of like breaking eye contact, looking kind of like past you in the horizon, and then before you reach, kind of his form kind of relaxes into vapor, and you reach through and touch nothing, and you wake up.
Oh, hell. And I think he's probably not going to sleep the rest of the night. I think he's going to go sit in front of the computers and just stare at them for a long time, thinking, until everyone else wakes up. And then I think he's going to call a meeting. Or probably
Meeting time.
Probably just talk to everyone over breakfast.
Okay.
Because that's the only time we talk anyway, is when we're eating. So that makes sense. And I think he says, you guys, this is going to sound really weird, and I just figured I'd get that out there first. But how many of you have I told about the artificer that trained me?
I don't know that you've ever brought him up to any of us. Maybe you told Pace, but...
Well, that's not something I talk about a lot, I guess. All right. Well, y'all know Samathes.
Sure.
Samathes is named after my instructor. See, when I was on Mammotu, long story short, he taught me to do what I do. But one day, well, he disappeared. Thought he died, maybe. Looked like Ocelot killed him. But I had a dream, and he was in it last night. And I know this sounds insane. the least scientific thing I've ever said. But he told me in that dream to plug the Volhai computer systems into the ArcNet so that he could help me to find the remnant that we're looking for. I would never do something like that. I would never take our put our systems in a dangerous place like that without talking to you guys first. And also, this is craziness. I mean, even as I'm saying it, it just sounds crazy. But we can only do what we can with what we have. And I wanted to know your opinion on whether or not we should try something that crazy.
I have 2 questions.
Go for it.
Do you think it'll work?
I have no dad-burn idea.
Do you think it's a trap?
Ryan, would I have heard of anything even remotely close to this kind of a thing?
What do you think this thing is?
Potentially, in some way, either like psychically or electrically, beaming images into people's brains while they're sleeping.
I can't think of anything that you would have come across in your time as a farmer.
Right.
That would have done that. So,
but I have studied a lot of arcane things, so I figured
you have studied arcane things.
That might lead to something.
I'm sure that there are spells that could manufacture this. But I don't know that you know them personally. I'm sure that I think like your knowledge of them is hearsay at best.
Okay. So I would probably tell Gwen, I don't know, there's a chance that it could be something insidious. There's a chance that it could be a trap. But we don't have a lot to go off of right now.
All right. Pros and cons. If it works.
If it works, maybe we find where the remnant piece is.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If it doesn't?
If it doesn't, potentially our positions are compromised. Potentially the electronics, the navigation of our ship is compromised.
They could open the airlocks and send us all flying out into space.
That too, yeah.
You don't have to connect it on your ship.
Well, and actually,
but yes.
Yeah, Rosh was gonna mention we don't have to do this now. We don't have to do this here. We have a lead to go on right now, chasing after Beatrix. If we get to a place where we can feel comfortable to connect these computers, we can cross that bridge when we come to it. But Gwen, you were there when we went into the room and we took these computers. That place was corrupted. The machines, the room itself attacked us. And I don't think it's a stretch to think that whatever force was manipulating and corrupting that station may be doing the same thing that the book did, giving us visions, causing us to hear and see things that aren't there. We're dealing with dangerous and dark forces. We need to be careful what we trust.
So a compromise. We'll
You're
do
right.
it, but safely and not on the ship.
I think that's a good plan. Thanks for talking things through with me, you guys. I know that's a strange thing to bring up, and I really appreciate you guys working me through it.
I also want to let you know that I believe that it could be true, that you could be having a vision of your potentially departed friend. I've seen and experienced far stranger things than that. There are ways to communicate with the dead.
I mean, to be fair, Bolster, Vincent's done stranger things than that.
That is true. So, I believe we should be safe. But I don't think you should give up hope.
All right. I think a single little tear kind of rolls down his fuzzy cheek, and he says, "Thanks, you guys.
All this just
I
to
got a lot
say,
to think about."
you can talk to us.
Yeah.
And thank you for talking to us rather than just plugging it in and seeing what happened.
Well, I've already put y'all in so much danger. I just feel like I owe you at least a conversation or two, you know?
I will also say, before we even plug them in, not on the ship, I'd like you and Gunnar to look over them, make sure there's nothing hidden extra about them, you know, that all the
Right.
hardware is what it should
Malware, bytes. We'll run, you know. We'll do a disk defrag and
You've all lost me. Completely.
I'll get Windows Defender on it. It'll be good. I don't want any adware stuff. All right. Okay. Good. All right. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
All right. So, on the what day was it?
be. It'll be
We
the
left on the night.
18th.
18th. So, let me see. Shush. Let me keep track of this real quick because I don't want to forget. So, bing bong bong and ding dang dong. As you all approach the planet, or no, I'm sorry, approach the Sephira system, and then make your way towards the Sephira sector Titanus system. You begin to descend through the clouds, and Gwen probably feel something as you see the topography below, the vast oceans, and the kind of the weather patterns as they kind of slowly drape over the mountainscape below. This is the world where you spent many years. Not your home world, but it's been something of a home for a long time. And and as you kind of lower down into that central hub port you're talking about, which is on the coast, mixed in within these gauzy clouds that are flowing from the mountains from the north and along these kind of northeasterly winds. It's mixed with pillars of black smoke rising from the city below. And we will end the session there. But thank you all so much for playing. That was Wildspace session 21. And we got another one in 3 weeks from today that will continue the saga. And yeah, so fun, and at least until Daddy takes the T-Bird away. If there's anything else that we need to add, I don't think so. Thank you all so much for watching. We are Game Nights. Definitely follow us on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, sub everywhere, and thank you so much.
Wonderworld on Thursday.
Wonderworld on Thursday. Check it out. Actually, I think I'm running it. So I'm going to be running it, and most of the people here tonight will also be there, and a couple of other people. So it's going to be a raucous good time.
A Ryan-filled week.
I know.
Oh no.
And
No
I'll
pressure.
also shamelessly plug. So we have the epilogue for Survivors Complex on Saturday at 5:30, and we are going to be announcing our next show. That will be taking the Survivors Complex time slot. So check that out. Have some fun stuff in store for you there.
Gonna be awesome.
The Discord has been blowing up with discussion for this next game. So definitely get in early. That's right. And enjoy the ride from the beginning. Thank you all once again. And we will see you all very soon. So ta-ta, good evening, good night, and goodbye.
We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.